Hello, I'm Bernard Norcott-Mahany. I work at the Blueford branch of the Kansas City Public Library. April is National Poetry Month, and for April 2022, I am reading some of Horace's odes. Odes is a Greek word that means songs. Horace himself likely referred to his works as his carmina, as his songs, which is the term used by other poets. But since Horace is often imitating Greek authors, the term odes is used for these poems. We're going to do another poem from Book 1 of his three-book sort of set that he published as a unit. We're going to read poem 32 of that first book, which David Ferry, the translator that I'm reading from, calls To His Lyre. So one of the things about lyric poetry, right, the name lyric poetry, it refers to a particular type of poems. We generally refer to lyric poetry as really pretty much any short poem that deals with a personal theme, right? So when we think of a poem like Robert Frost, we think of that as lyric poetry as opposed to epic poetry, or dramatic poetry like Shakespeare. But lyric poetry for the Romans and the Greeks, it refers to specific types of short poems, generally where the person accompanied himself, the singer accompanied himself on his lyre, which was basically the predecessor to the guitar. So it's a stringed instrument. It looks like a little harp. Right? If you've seen pictures of angels with harps, generally what they have is a lyre, is what they're playing. And it has a tortoiseshell back that serves as a sounding board to amplify the sound. So you'll see references to that. In the poem, he makes reference to Alcaeus, one of the foremost lyric poets among the Greeks, and Horace often makes use of Alcaeus, sometimes translates him or borrows from him in his poems. So it's not, it makes sense that he would actually bring Alcaeus up here. So this is poem 32 of Book 1 of Horace's Odes, To His Lyre. Pray for a new song. You and I together, under the trees, in the shade, have played such songs as could live beyond the end of the year and longer, O lyre, O tortoiseshell. First stringed and tuned to make the beautiful music Alcaeus played in the Grecian battle camp, and having survived the storm and brought his boat safe to the wave-drenched beach, played on the beach his songs of Bacchus and of Venus and the child who clings to her, and the dark-haired, dark-eyed Lycus whom he loved. Let us play a Roman song. O instrument of Phoebus Apollo's favor, O gladly heard at Jupiter's table itself, O medicine of sorrows, now bring forth the music I invoke. So that was To His Lyre by Horace. He makes reference to Alcaeus, who was a lyric poet from the island of Lesbos that Horace often alludes to or sometimes actually translates parts of.